Hey guys, you're probably wondering, what's with the decoration? What's with the cake? We are celebrating double digits! Hey there, observers. I'm Vincent, your regular host, and this is
Joseph, your part-time host and full-time space ghost.
Ooh, nice.
But now, how are we going to cut this cake?
I don't know. Janice totally overreacted and threw away all our knives because of these stabbings. Wait, I've got an idea. I'll use my MMA skills.
Whoa!
I'm pitiful!
Overreact!
Shut up! I'm no fool! I'm Chuck Norris, you bitch!
Talking about overreacting, Taipei City Police assembled a group of 13 elite martial artists and one judo instructor to tackle one single man. Surprised they were to find out that this one-man army was a mellow MMA fighter. The suspect was wanted for an alleged marijuana growing operation, but he was only found in possession of less than 100 grams of the substance, some cannabis butter, tincture, and what is believed to be some growing equipment. Netizens believe that the police overreacted by sending such a large group of police officers with martial art training. The suspect was quickly released as there was little evidence showing that he was supplying. So guys, what do you think? Should police act in such a way and send a massive elite police force to tackle one single man? Dude, what's up with all this wind?
It says right here, a double typhoon is coming!
Oh no!
You heard that right. US and European weather centers are predicting that a double typhoon could hit Taiwan next week. This could also cause something called the Fujiwara effect. This is when two cyclones near each other feed off each other and cause heavy rains between them. So guys, be on the lookout next week for any more information about this double typhoon or other weather phenomenon that might or might not be happening.
Oh my god, it's the meter again. It's turned red and it says 38.
Oh my god, what's going on with it?
I think it wants me to talk about the Heatwave. Last Sunday was the warmest day ever in May, recorded by the Taipei monitoring station that was established 122 years ago. The mercury reached 38.2 degrees on May 27th. In response to that, Taipei City has issued the first heatwave warning for 2018. The city's government started to spray roads with water just before noon to cool the city down. They also started an outreach program making sure that the elderly are okay. The Central Weather Bureau is working to develop an early warning system for high temperatures. Mid-June, we'll see a prototype of this system in the form of an app that you will be able to download from the Central Weather Bureau's website. The extreme heat has also brought a question about the adequate power supply for the summer months. The day after the record-breaking heat occurred, the power consumption for the month of May was also at its highest. What about you observers? How are you going to stay cool this summer?
Let's get serious for a minute, guys. There have been a lot of killings going on lately. Personally, I think it isn't a huge increase in these kinds of crimes, but rather more of an increase in coverage of these kinds of stories. However, I must admit, it's a little alarming at how brutal these killings are getting. Anyway, let's get to a quick review of all of these killings that have happened this week. First up, let's talk about the boxer in New Taipei City. One night after a date with his girlfriend, he took her back to his apartment, but she never left. She had already been missing a while when her brother contacted the police, who then searched the man's home and found parts of her body outside buried in the garden. But unfortunately, this killer couldn't be brought to justice because he had already hung himself from a tree in Xinzhuang. What a tragic end to such a promising young woman's life. Second, let's talk about the popular streamer who was stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend. He was unhappy she had left him, so he went to her apartment to confront her. Unfortunately, that day a new guard was stationed at the entrance, so when the man came in, he just let him up in the elevator to go see his ex. While going towards her apartment, somebody noticed he was brandishing a knife and called the police. But it was too late, and he had already stabbed her 4 times. Although they were able to get her to hospital, she died shortly after arrival. Another tragic end to a promising young woman's life. Thirdly, let's talk about 2 men who killed their spouses. One man had stabbed his wife after she had asked for a divorce. The other man, who had gotten a divorce just a month earlier, strangled his wife and then slit his own wrists because she didn't want to reconcile with him. After slitting his wrists, he called the police and confessed to his crime. They then took him to hospital and he is currently in custody. Personally, I think that too many people are succumbing to their rage and killing their wives or girlfriends. If you're in a bad relationship, it's best just to get out. Hey man, you're not supposed to be eating watermelon. You're supposed to be talking about watermelon.
You clearly Joy. Okay, I'll talk about watermelons.
Watermelons are great, but what is even greater are the people that grow them. The story of a watermelon farmer surnamed Liu is a particularly moving one. A few years ago, he was hit by a drunk driver that caused him injuries that later resulted in a severe limp. After that, his wife left him with 2 daughters. The farmer also has to care for his elderly parents. As if this wasn't enough, he was recently diagnosed with a form of oral cancer and needs a surgery. He decided to pull off one final harvest before his surgery to make sure that his elderly parents and daughters have enough money to live on. Thankfully, to the power of the internet, many netizens went to his farm and bought his watermelons for 1,000 apiece, where they usually cost from 200 to 300 Taiwanese dollars. How about you? Are you going to help Mr. Liu? If you want to, go to the description and find a link to the article. It will tell you how to get to his farm.
Alright guys, let's talk about public safety on the trains. This week on May 27th, a woman at Pingdong Station got herself trapped between the train and the platform. She was trying to get back on the train after trying to retrieve her lunchbox from the platform. Unfortunately, she was too slow, and when she tried to get back on the moving train, she lost her footing, and she slipped into the gap between the train and the platform. The deputy station master saw this happening, and he immediately stopped the train. All the passengers got out and pushed the train to try and help get the woman out of the gap. Sadly, she died in hospital just a few hours later. Let this be a warning to all of us that we need to pay attention to safety protocols. Hey man, what are you doing? You're distracted again. First watermelons and now this. Great. Who's gonna clean that up?
You?
No, man!
Oh yes, the receipts lottery. I hope that I am one of the lucky winners that won 10 million NT dollars or 26.6 billion Uzbekistani song. Actually, one of those 2 million NT prizes, which are 533 million Uzbekistani song, wouldn't be bad at all. Unfortunately, most of the prizes have been claimed already. Well, better luck next time. Checking all these receipts. Ain't nobody got time for that.
A double negative? Man, this is why Taiwan needs better English education.
Grammar Nazi.
Now, let's talk about English education in Taiwan. Recently, a survey revealed that parents are not happy with the English education here in Taiwan. 64% of parents said that the early education for their elementary or middle school students was inadequate. The survey also revealed that 69% of parents in Taiwan send their kids to cram school to learn English. Yet, only 49% of parents who send their kids for English classes at cram school thought it was helpful. Not only parents think that the English education is inadequate, but the control yuan thinks that the English education for universities is also inadequate. Right now, 4 of the top universities in Taiwan are currently under investigation for exactly that, inadequate English courses. The investigation was automatically triggered when it was found that those universities had less than 10% of their courses being taught in English. And this is even after receiving billions of NTs worth of subsidies for these English courses. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that the English education in Taiwan is adequate or inadequate? Personally, I believe that the public school education is inadequate. How about you? Alright guys, don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos. If you care about Taiwan and care about what's going on here, please help us share these videos.
And don't forget about a new live show called Chatty Chatty Bao Bao. We are online every Thursday at 8:45. This time our guest will be Rick Monday, a legend of ICRT radio.
We'll be talking to him about Taiwan in the 80s, so check that out.
Dude, I think I left the camera on.
Oh,
Taiwan observer